everybody, and welcome to my channel, Vanessa's Van Life Journey. I am here today to talk about the AA ladder roof rack and to show you how to install this roof rack. I did purchase this roof rack on Amazon, and the link will be in the description box below. So the first thing that I suggest you do is to open the box, make sure you have all of your parts, get familiar with all of your parts, pull them out of the box. Don't mix each individual box up together. Keep everything separate the way it comes, but pull it out of the box, put it on the ground, and open it up. And just make sure all of your parts are there. Get familiar with your parts, and then take a good look at your instructions. If you are watching this video before you purchase the roof rack or before you assemble the roof rack, that is very good, because some of the mistakes that other people make, you can avoid them, or you can learn things that they learned along the way. You can learn them ahead of time and beforehand. So I recommend that anytime you get something new, just search YouTube and see if someone has made a instructional video on how to assemble. I recommend that you always watch those type of videos even before you consider purchasing the item. Maybe you should watch those type of videos, so that way you can see the pros and cons of the item, and maybe what the person learned, and maybe whether or not they regret their purchase, or if they have any tips for you regarding that particular item. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm opening up each individual box. Each box, this package came with 3 boxes each of the equipment that I would need for each bar going across. This is a 3-bar roof rack, and it is square. I have the square bars, but if you have round, or if you have a 2-bar, the process is pretty much going to be the same, just less 3 bars. So get everything opened up, get familiar with it, and watch a YouTube video. I have my instructions in hand and everything else right there, getting ready to start. One thing I will say about this product is it wasn't as straightforward as it seems. I wish they would have included on the directions what type of tools that you will need to assemble this. And that's why I am going to show you guys what tools I end up using to assemble this, and the best way that I feel like is to assemble this through trial and error. I did have to learn the hard way, the best way to assemble it. And I will also say, as you can see here, I do have a ratchet set. You're going to need the one half ratchet head to go on top. You're going to need a pair of pliers and whatever that thing is that I'm holding in my hand right there. And I also had a measuring tape just to make sure that my bars on each side were the same distance from the previous ones. And you're going to need 2 of the flat head screws, and you're going to need 1 of the screw with the hole in it. And you're going to need 2 of the small washers and 1 of the large washer for each side that you're going to put together. So you get that piece right there. And I feel like it's better to start the assembly on the ground, because once you get on top, you're not going to be able to get your ratchet behind it to screw it together. So if you start it on the ground at least you can get it started on the ground and go in about halfway. And once you go in halfway, you can get up on the top and slip it around the gutter, and that way you've gotten most of your screwing done on the ground, opposed to trying to figure it out up in the air. So that is my suggestion, and make sure that you are putting the bars going in the right direction. One of my bars I have going in the wrong direction, and I will have to take it apart. And also make sure you figure out the positioning of the bars. I do have, when I drove my van, immediately after putting this together, the roof rack is making noise. So today is the next day that I'm making this video to give you guys instructions. So I do have to take it apart, and I'm going to take one bar apart at a time, drive on the freeway, and see whether or not the noise stop. Maybe it's my positioning, and maybe it's the bar that I have going in the wrong direction that is making the noise. So like I said, just assemble everything on the ground. Put your pieces together, look at your directions, get familiar with the pieces. Don't screw the gutter part all the way tight. Do it like halfway, or not even halfway, and just get your screws started so you can use your ratchet to get it started. That's going to be easier. See the tool that I have in my hand? It's going to be easier for you to do that on the ground, because once you get up in the air, you will not be able to use that tool, because that piece is going to be too close to the van, and you're not going to be able to get that tool behind it. So start the process on the ground, and the rest should be easy peasy. Also, if you have any questions, please leave them in the description box below, and I will try to answer your questions, so that way it can make your process of putting this together easy. Also, the link to this particular roof rack is in the description box below. It seems like it's very sturdy, so I'll go ahead and give you guys a review of this product off the bat. Just my first impression. Like I said, I do have to take it apart and turn the bar around in the right direction and figure out why it's making it was very, very, very windy yesterday, so I don't know if the wind was making it like howl or something. I mean, the roof rack itself is not making any noise. It's sturdy. It's not rattling or anything like that. It's just the wind beneath its wings was making noise when I was driving on the freeway. So just to clarify that, it's not the product itself rattling and making noise. It was the wind howling and making noise under the roof rack when I was driving on the freeway. So this product is very sturdy. It seems like it's constructed very well. I don't have any complaints about the product itself as of yet, and I'm just going to take the part off that I have going in the wrong direction, and I'm going to put it back on properly and drive on the freeway and see if I still have that howling noise. I might move the roof rack, the first roof rack, more forward because I am going to utilize the full space of my roof. So I probably will end up buying two more of these racks in the future, or if I can get one more, that would be perfect. I don't know if they sell them just individually, but if I can get one more, I think that would be perfect, because I'm gonna put some storage and stuff on top of the van as well. And I have an extended van, so I think I actually need more than 3. I think 4 or 5 would be ideal for the top of an extended van. But if you have a regular size van, 3 would be perfect, depending. And the more you have, say for instance you were considering buying 2, I think if you go with 3, that would just give you extra the extra stability that you may be looking for, just to make sure that you'll be able to handle whatever load that you put on the top. Take your time with this, guys. I do want to say that some people may say that they install this within 30 minutes. I just don't think that installing this in 30 minutes is possible, just for the simple fact that you're not going to be able to get your tools that will make this process quicker. You're not going to be able to get those tools behind there to screw it, so you're going to have to take your time. The tools that you're going to need is the 1/2 to fit those screws. I needed the 1/2 ratchet set and the 1/2 hand ratchet in order to turn that. And I had a pair of pliers, and you're also going to need the little tool that comes with it as well. So just make sure you have everything screwed tight, make sure you have everything on properly, and if you have to take it apart and reassemble it, don't be afraid to take it apart and reassemble it. It's gonna just take more time, but you want to make sure you have it right before it settles in and your screws start rusting or whatever. You want to do it within the same week before it starts raining, and then your screws get all tight and everything. So if you find that you do have to take it apart for some reason or another, go ahead and take it apart right away, opposed to later. So I'm just gonna let you guys watch this video. I hope it's helpful, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments bar below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, Vanessa's Van Life Journey, I am Vanessa. I live in a van. The name of my van is Treasure. And the reason why I named her that is because one man's trash is another man's treasure. And home is where the heart is. Home is what you make it. Take care of what you have. I do have clips in the video, outro and intro of my van and my van build. So this is actually the inside of my van. I will show you that in the intro and the outro. Let me know what you think about my van build, and subscribe to my channel and go watch a couple of videos and see the beginning of my journey. Okay, so I will talk to you guys later. Bye now. Thanks for watching. We got the nut. Put the nut on there. Blue part facing the bottom. It's gonna screw a couple of times. So while we're on the ground, I want to take this and tighten this up. Oops, I got the wrong screw on there. I need a flathead screw on here. Let me get it. Flathead screw towards the outside, small washer on the inside, blue facing you, Let's tighten this up a little bit while we're on the ground, because we're not going to be able to get this thing on there at the top. Hold it how you have to hold it to screw it. I'm holding the screw on the back side. It's getting dark, like it's gonna rain. This thing is not cooperating with me. Why? Okay, this is gonna be too tight. I already know. So I'm untightening it. Okay, I think there's gonna be enough room where I can get that on there. Put this plastic thing back on there. Now I'm gonna go to the other side, put the bar, the long bar in there on this side. I wish this thing stayed on there, but it's not gonna stay. So let's go back up at the top, and we're going to take our tubes. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to take this, move that, because it's going to keep coming off. Take this small washers, back part towards you. Screw that on. It's only going to turn a couple of times. Small washer. Blue part towards you. It screws a couple of times. You take this type of screw for the top plate. Actually, you want a washer, top plate, and are we missing? We're missing a nut. Let's go get a nut. We need the nut. Okay, it's getting a little windy. Looks like it's gonna start raining. So what you want to do is take this bar and put it in here. I don't know if this was the one for the other side. Does it matter which side you put these things on? I don't know if it matters what side you put these things on. So, because I sure don't feel like untightening this. So we're gonna leave it like this. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I'm gonna take this, move that, because it's gonna keep coming off. Take this small washers, back part towards you. Screw that on. It's only gonna turn a couple of times. Small washer. Blue part towards you. It screws a couple of times. You take this type of screw for the top plate. Actually, you want a washer, top plate, and are we missing? We're missing we got the nut, put the nut on there, blue part facing the bottom. It's gonna screw a couple of times. So while we're on the ground, I want to take this and tighten this up. Oops, I got the wrong screw on there. I need a flathead screw on here. Let me get it. Flathead screw towards the outside, small washer on the inside, blue facing you. Let's tighten this up a little bit while we're on the ground, because we're not going to be able to get this thing on there at the top. Hold it how you have to hold it to screw it. I'm holding the screw on the back side. It's getting dark, like it's gonna rain. This thing is not cooperating with me. Why? Okay, this is gonna be too tight. I already know. So I'm untightening it. Okay, I think there's gonna be enough room where I can get that on there. Put this plastic thing back on there. Now I'm gonna go to the other side. Put the bar, the long bar in there on this side. I wish this thing stayed on there, but it's not gonna stay. So let's go back up at the top and we're gonna take our tubes. I just felt a drop of rain. I didn't bring the other thing over here. Hold on, y'all. I just felt a drop of rain. So I'm gonna hurry up. So I measured the other one from the other one to see how far it was apart. So I'm gonna push this pretty much until it's about where the other one is. That's how I'm kind of making sure they are at least a little even. So I know that this is not gonna fit. It might fit on this side because it fits on one side. One of the sides it does tighten it up on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this tool make sure that rubber gasket on the bottom is on there securely. And I'm holding the back side of the screw. And I do that. So if I have to, holding this and I'm turning that at the same time. Holding this and turning that, and that's what's tightening it. Holding this and turning it to the right, and that's tightening it. Okay, I finally got this thing. I had untightened it. I was going the wrong way once in a while. So I almost got this. Tight, tight, tight. Probably let somebody else. I got to tighten this up right here. I'll probably let somebody else tighten this up in the future. Just to make sure everything is I let a man do it. Just to hit it a couple of times with his strength. Okay, now I got to put the little screws up in here so this won't be moving. So let me get those and I'll be back. Let me see. Take that side and screw it in. And you want to make sure the white is right behind that. And you're going to screw that in as far as you can with your hand. And then you get this and just tighten it as much as you can. And that's what's going to keep that bar from moving. That's what's going to keep the bar from moving, y'all. The middle bar. So I'm going to go on the other side and do the same thing. And I don't think I'm going to put the other bar up, the third one, because I need to go to Costco and get a chicken. So let's go. Okay, you guys, I have my first rack hooked up. I'm not sure if that's the position where I'm going to eventually end up keeping it, but for now, that's where we have the first rack. I hope I don't have to, or bar, I'm going to call it bar. I hope I don't have to move this thing, but because I won't know till I get my solar panels, but that's where I have it positioned to begin with. Let's walk around the side, and that's how the first one looks. It took a while to get that on, y'all, so let me see if it's going on 6:30. So let me see by 7:30 if I could have the other one on, at least one more on. before tonight because I want to go to Costco and get a rotisserie chicken for my friend. So I think I figured out a better way to connect this up there. So let me do that, and I'm going to show you what all tools you're going to need to assemble the AA ladder roof rack. Let's go.